Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with breaking news. Police in Grand Forks are now identifying a body found near Arvilla, North Dakota as Aaron Peterka. Officials say Grand Forks County Coroner's Office identified Peterka as a woman found on Friday. The incident remains under investigation, and anyone with information should call the Sheriff's Office at 701-780-8280. And new for you at 5, authorities in the Northern Valley are investigating 3 instances of criminal trespass in the 2500 block of 9th Avenue North between August 23rd and August 30th. In the first instance, an unknown person entered the home by unknown means and walked around inside for several minutes before leaving. The residents were at their home at the time. Nothing appeared disturbed or missing. In the second instance, the same person went into a home through an unlocked window and again walked around inside the home. In the third instance, a citizen in the area noticed a suspicious person with a flashlight in the backyard of the residence. The suspect is described as a white male in his 20s. He's between 5'9" and 6 foot tall with a slim build. He has dark hair and he's wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, black jogger style pants with a black Nike shoes with a white swoosh and striped mittens. And school leaders say they're doing everything they can to make sure student athletes get the chance to play this fall, but they say getting spectators through the door is a different animal. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with 2 local school districts today on what fans can expect this fall and how they're trying to keep everyone healthy and safe.
While high school football is in full swing in North Dakota, across the river, schools and players have decided to hold off until spring. But one thing school leaders on both sides agree on is athlete safety is the #1 goal this season.
Truthfully, the spectators are a little bit of icing on the cake. The playing is what we're really worried about. So we're going to work really hard to protect that.
Both Moorhead and Fargo schools say spectators are required to wear a mask at indoor sports like volleyball and say masks must be worn outdoors unless able to socially distance at least 6 feet.
Regardless of what anybody's beliefs on masks and distancing are, that when they attend an event, whether it be at Moorhead or whether it be in Fargo or West Fargo or any of the surrounding communities, just have respect for the fact that kids are out there competing, and that's what it's about.
To limit the amount of spectators, both districts say each player gets between 2 and 4 vouchers to then pass along to family and friends.
Cross country, tennis, golf, those things that we don't sell tickets at, we're just asking that limit it to 2 family members per participant.
And while Moorhead says they can sell extra tickets if there are less than 250 fans in the stands for their soccer games, Fargo says that's not in the cards for them yet.
We don't have any reserved seating and we don't have electronic ticketing, so we aren't able to kind of change things on the fly.
For sports like swimming and diving, both say many facilities don't have the capacity to safely distance fans, but say thankfully most sports from here on out will be live streamed. Adding while state tournaments and winter sports have yet to be decided, at the end of the day, giving athletes opportunities to play is their #1 priority. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
And Moorhead and Fargo say a decision on fall sport playoffs and tournaments will come in the next few weeks. And we had a chillier start to the day, but what can we expect for the rest of the week? Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson, for the latest in our first alert forecast.
Oh, we had some Sunday soggy soakers. Once those moved through this morning off toward Duluth and Lake Superior, things have been fairly quiet, although we do see a few clouds here in the FM area. Nothing is threatening. Temperatures are in the 60s east, 70s west, and here's your planner for Fargo this evening. If you're outdoors, we'll spend most of the evening in the upper 60s. The wind won't be too strong, and again, we'll have some high clouds. Your sunset at 8:07 as it gets earlier and earlier each day this time of year. 8:10 sunset in Grand Forks, temperatures in the 50s by the time we sneak to bed tonight. We'll have details coming up here in just a little bit and a look at how much rain we received across the region, how that will impact your forecast over the next couple of days. It looks cold. I'll have details on some chilly weather as we approach that big Labor Day weekend coming up here in just a few minutes.
Oh no, hard to believe.
It is.
Thanks, Hutch. And Fargo police say 41-year-old Santino Mariel is the man who was killed in the South Fargo shooting on Friday, and happened around 10:30 p.m. when Fargo police got reports of gunshots at 1104 44th Street South. When police got there, they found Marielle with a gunshot wound and was later taken to the hospital. The investigation on this case is still ongoing. And Grand Forks police say 46-year-old Ram Monger is the man who died after an overnight stabbing in Grand Forks. Officials say 44-year-old Sadiv Ghali is facing a murder charge as the victim has now died. Police got called to the 2200 block of South 17th Street around 10 last night. They found Monger with stab wounds on his abdomen. Ghali was found and taken into custody. No other details are being released at this time. And a man is dead after a bicycling accident a week ago in Perham. Family members say Mark Olson was taken off life support last week and he died yesterday afternoon. He'd been in the ICU after a bicycle accident that caused significant damage to his brain. People who know him say he spent almost every morning riding his bike. They are thanking the community for the love and support over the last several days. And as more schools welcome back students, a spike in COVID-19 cases at one university has forced the school to go online only. Students at the State University of New York in Antiana say there's a lack of testing and of transparency. The school says it is working to contain the outbreak. CBS's Dr. John LaPook reports from Vermont.
Tell me why SUNY Oneonta has 105 cases, didn't tell us, and we had to find out on the news.
Just 1 week after SUNY Oneonta welcomed students back to campus, a spike in on-campus coronavirus cases is forcing the New York State University to shut down for at least 2 weeks.
It didn't feel like they were doing their best in ensuring our safety in the first place.
Senior Malak Al-Haraza says she and her classmates were frustrated by what she says is the school's lack of testing resources and transparency.
So if they're going to open up the schools, then they're responsible for, communicating with us whether we're in danger or not of the virus.
We can get colleges and universities open safely this fall, but only if we're willing to follow the public health guidance and the protocols.
Dr. Ashish Jha and other public health officials are urging students already on campus to stay there to prevent the spread of the virus.
If we were able to test everybody on campus twice a week, that would make it dramatically safer to be on campus.
Across the country, colleges are struggling to contain clusters of COVID outbreaks. In Texas, Baylor University ordered 55 students, 21 of them positive, to reside in place on 2 floors of a dorm. One University of Alabama campus has reported more than 1,000 positive cases since classes began 2 weeks ago. And cases at Arizona State University nearly tripled, reaching 480 cases in just 3 days.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is deploying a COVID SWAT team to SUNY Oneonta to help contain the outbreak. And the school has apologized for not sharing more information as it was unfolding. Dr. John LaPook, CBS News.
Students at Antiana will quarantine in place for the next 2 weeks. They are allowed to go inside but can gather in groups of 3 or more people. And let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers. In Minnesota, the Department of Health is reporting 679 confirmed cases of COVID-19, along with 1 new death linked to the illness. In total, over 1,800 deaths have been attributed to the disease. Over 64,000 people are listed as recovered. In North Dakota, there are 114 new cases, along with 1 new death in the state. The death toll remains at 143, and the active case count is up to 2,378. And health officials are warning parents about a new internet challenge that is gaining popularity and putting teens at a health risk. Lake Region Healthcare in Fergus Falls, Minnesota says the Benadryl challenge urged young people to take large amounts of the medication so they can get high and potentially hallucinate. The challenge is circulating on social media, specifically on the popular app TikTok. The hospital says Benadryl is an over-the-counter medication and taken at lower doses. It can cause fevers and hallucinations. At higher doses, it can cause seizures and an irregular heartbeat and even death. And families in the valley are expressing concern about COVID-19 cases spiking in North Dakota. College kids were the first set of students to make their way back to the classroom, and since then, numbers have continued to go up. Some parents fear the same thing is going to happen in secondary education schools, which is why Fargo and West Fargo families are turning to virtual learning options for the upcoming school year. Other busy parents say they're trying to keep their kids doing in-person or online learning as long as they can.
I would much rather try and do everything we possibly can until it's at the point of like, okay, now we need to really like stay home and not worry about it. And we did for quite a bit of time at the beginning.
Fargo and West Fargo Public Schools say they've had more students enroll in their virtual programs. Both school districts have over 1,000 students participating in online learning so far. And still ahead tonight, find out just how much money Americans are losing each year to government scams.
A lot of rainfall reported across the region Sunday night and into this morning. About 1 inch and 2/10 here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, 4/10 in the Grand Forks area, with Mahnomen, the big winner, 1.6 inches of rainfall there. Coming up, we do have a chance of some showers. I'll have details in your forecast next.